Hey there! Here are your top news stories from eWEEK, sponsored by Dell and Intel. Intel executives recently launched the Core M processor, a 14-nanometer chip based on Intel's Broadwell architecture. 5 days later, they're already turning their attention to the Core M's successor, another 14-nanometer processor codenamed Skylake. At the Intel Developer Forum 2014 show, CEO Brian Krzanich and other executives showed off a notebook powered by a Skylake chip and running 4K video. The processor will go into production in the second half of 2015, with systems that sport the technology showing up before the end of that year. Linux vendor Red Hat announced today the general availability of its Satellite 6 server management product. The new Satellite 6 is not based on Spacewalk, the open source project that Red Hat started in 2008, but rather has its roots in multiple other open source efforts, including Foreman, Pulp, and Puppet. Red Hat has a transition toolkit for Satellite 5 users who decide to migrate to Satellite 6. However, there isn't an urgent need to migrate to the new release, and customers can move at their own pace, according to Red Hat executives. Intel is continuing its aggressive push into wearable devices and the Internet of Things. Both of these emerging trends were the dominant topics at the company's annual Intel Developer Forum. Wearables and the Internet of Things were key topics in CEO Brian Krzanich's keynote address, as well as in breakout sessions later in the day that were aimed at encouraging developers to create hardware and software products based on Intel technology. One of the major announcements was that Edison, a development platform developers can use to quickly build smart systems, is now available. Intel officials also showed off a number of wearable devices. The Juvo Care Performance Platform, a healthcare analytics and workflow software package, was launched by Midas, a Xerox company, to collect and analyze volumes of patient care data to produce detailed recommendations for better healthcare. Juvo maintains and processes data to analyze every aspect of the clinical cycle of care, including tracking patients' individual cases from admission to discharge, managing insurance reimbursements, and more. Juvo also predicts patient and financial outcomes. Thanks for watching. Follow the links on this page to learn more about the stories mentioned in this broadcast, and check back every weekday for another daily tech briefing from eWEEK.com.